Good morning, you guys. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I am in my closet. I'm in my closet. Trying to throw some clothes on. Trying to figure out where I'm gonna put my phone. Hold on a second. I think I can put it right here. Shit, maybe not. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to hold it with one hand. Hi, you guys. Good morning. Oh, maybe I can put it right here. Okay. Child, this is too much. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. So I'm getting on live today because I didn't do it yesterday. Hold on, I'll put on some jeans. Just really quick. Hi. It's like such an odd place to be going live, right? Hi y'all. I thought it'd be different to like see me in my own environment. Okay, there we go. Because I don't want to like walk around and then like all of a sudden like be in the mirror and y'all see my ass. That'd be kind of rude. Good morning. I'm going to cop a squat and sit down and just talk to y'all. I didn't go live yesterday. I had just, literally since I've been back from vacation, I really haven't had much time off. And so I taught my, okay, so drop your questions in the question box and I'm going to answer them. But all you got to do is go to our website. Let me just kind of pin it. Like, I don't understand. There we go. Yeah, or you can click the link in the bio. And you can, all the doula training questions you have will be answered. Y'all, my closet is a mess. I hate hanging up clothes. Like, I really hate hanging up clothes, y'all. Thank you. I hate hanging up clothes. I hate it. Ever since I was a little girl, I hate it with a passion. But anyway, I was saying that I didn't get on live yesterday because I taught my last birth doula training. And I was doing some work and I just couldn't get on live yesterday. So I wanted to talk to you guys today. How are y'all? Any questions? Anything? Oh, I don't want to wear these jeans. Can I turn the camera around? Oh yeah, I can. Yeah. Anyway. I'm gonna sit my ass down. I'm gonna breathe in like a big old cow. How are y'all? Thank you guys for the love, for the hearts. If you are meeting me for the very first time, my name is Tracie. I'm the CEO and the founder of the NBDA, the National Black Doulas Association, and also the NBDA Leadership Academy. Yeah. Welcome. Hi, birth nerds. Hello, you guys. I wanted to just have a conversation with y'all. Answer any questions. I said I was going to make a commitment to come on here once a week, ideally Monday mornings at 9:00. But like I said yesterday, I couldn't get on. And, but once a week, so we can just kind of talk. Hey, Z, talk and get to know each other. For those of you guys who don't know or are new to this platform with us, your last class was everything. Who is Dudley? Thank you. Yes, you were there. I can't believe the weekend went by so fast. Oh, you can't wait to start your mentorship. Yay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I kind of also, you guys, I know normally I go live and I sit at my desk. I just wanted for me to like switch up my environment because I get tired of sitting at my desk. You guys have no idea how many hours like can go by and I'm just sitting at my desk. And oh, you know, I'm gonna put y'all on my stand. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. I'm a one man show. I mean, yeah, a one woman, a one man, whatever, one person show. Oh, put you on my ring light. That way I can just talk. Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna drop this, and this is gonna be a mess, child. Okay, see if I can drop it low. Can I drop this low? Anyway, so that way I don't have to hold the phone. Hold on, y'all. Normally y'all see me all put together, but I'm not. I ain't put together. Okay, so I'm gonna take my case off. Good morning. Honey, Spiritual Edge. Hold on. Take my phone off. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Please be patient. I'm back. Okay, I'm back. I think that's as low as this stand will go. Hi, Mama Minnie. All right. I'm just in my closet, y'all. Is this unprofessional? Who gives a shit? Okay. How can you guys put your questions in the question box? That way I can like best answer them. I live in a low-income community, and comparing rates to doulas in the surrounding cities, it seems unfeasible for people in my community to afford, or unfeasible. How do you set your prices? What city do you live in? That's a good question. And for me, let me just say this. And I'm going to say what I believe. I just think there should be an industry standard, y'all. I just think it should be an industry standard. And okay, you live in Stockton, so I'm from the Bay. So I know the Central Valley. You're gonna have to come inward. Like, you're gonna have to come to Tracie if it's feasible for you. You're gonna have to come to Livermore. You're gonna have to come to Danville. You're gonna have to come to San Ramon to be able to hit your target market. Hopefully that's your target market, to be able to charge more of a livable wage for yourself. And that's going to take some strategic planning on your part and networking. I know how it is out there, but with that being said, I just think, you guys, honestly, there should be an industry standard. I don't care who you train with. I just think doulas across the board should not charge less than $1,000 coming out of a training, unless you are serving the teen population, the prison population, or teen prison, or like DV or something like that, domestic violence, something real special like that, where and I have my reasons for saying that. And it's so hard right now, y'all, because number one, we're dealing with COVID. Number two, we're dealing with inflation and rates that we've never seen it before, like with gas prices and food. And so if you guys aren't growing your own food, please start. Just start small. Start growing in containers, start growing some herbs, and then go from there. Just start somewhere. But is it doable? It is, but it's gonna take a long time for you to hustle and grind and really find your niche in this climate. We're going to have to see some balance. And it's really going, what it's going to do, just like any market or any industry, it's going to weed out folks. And let me give you my example. So when I started, the reason why I'm so adamant about contracts and the way I read contracts, how I do, is because I got my real estate license when I was, I don't know, I think I was 30 years old. And what it taught me was, it taught me how to read contracts. And I passed my real estate exam in California the very first time out of the gate. Not an easy exam to take and pass. And but what it taught me was how to read contracts. But I came into the market in 08, and now, or 07, 08, and that was right at the beginning, or right when the market started to crash. And what it did was it wiped folks out who was like just starting. It was like, I can't do this shit. I gotta eat. I got kids to feed. I gotta do what I gotta do. And I think that was around the time too that, you know, I was still taking a break from the birth field, because I didn't come back into birth fully until 2012. But it taught me how to read contracts. So I say all of that to say, this is this time for y'all. And this is what it's so unique this time. And if you aren't seasoned, or if you're coming into the gate and you're new, it's essential that you get with a mentor. Like, it's like, you can't do this shit without it. And I came into the field in the year 2000, and I just stuck like glue, because I don't even think we didn't even do mentorships back then. We didn't do mentorships. We didn't, there wasn't even a such thing as a postpartum doula. It was just birth doulas back then. And, but I just stuck like glue to somebody who I loved her style. I loved her personality, but I was attracted to her business sense and her business acumen, and it separated her, you know, from the rest of everybody else. And so if you have not done that already, you want to make sure that you align yourself with a great mentor. Now, let me say this. Everybody in this field ain't a mentor. Now, that's another thing. You really have to heavily vet who you get your information from. You want to make sure that you are getting your information from. When you are seeking out a mentor, make sure they have a thriving practice, or they understand the ebbs and flows of this business. They understand what it's like to be in the birth room, in the birth setting, in various different elements. So what does that mean? Hospital, birth, and birthing centers. They understand what it's like to work with a diverse clientele, with diverse income brackets. They understand reading contracts and formulating that. They understand how to market, how to strategize, how to pivot, you know, in different, under different circumstances. And they don't take no shit. They don't take no shit. So, there's two things that I'm doing. So we have our NBDA approved mentor. So if you go to the website and go under coaching, you'll see our mentors there. But I do the business coaching. So you have our mentors, and then you have the business coaching. And I'm the one who does the business coaching aspect of it. I'm going to relaunch that. Well, not that it had gone anywhere, because it really didn't go anywhere. I just hadn't really been focused too much on it. And that's different, because it's a real intimate process, and it's like working with somebody one-on-one on a weekly basis. And I give homework, and I hold you accountable, and I'm not going to ever pour more into your business than you do. But, you know, and our mentors have their own program. It's like, you know, you have to get up under somebody. Okay. Y'all know, fuck, I can't see. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, I got a question. I'm trying to click the box. Okay. Personal question. Okay, I'll get to you. I'll respond to that. I'll via email. I saw the question. Yeah, absolutely. Know how to thrive without sacrificing value or anything else. And it's hard. It's hard, you guys, because, you know, I understand, you know, folks want to help people, but we also have to get to an understanding of we can't help ourselves without helping. can't help somebody else without helping ourselves first. We can't pour from an empty cup, and that sounds cliche, but because of the level of requirement and that is expected of somebody such as a birth professional, and I'm saying birth professional across the board. What does that mean? It means like, you know, lactation consultants. It means doulas of all aspects. It means midwives. It means midwifery apprentices. It means OBGYNs. It means birthing professionals across the board. That is such an energetic field that it doesn't matter how much you give. Sometimes it's like, you know, it's hard. It's hard. So it's a real unique time. I know that was a long answer, but there really is no right way. It is no right way. And I want you to understand that the way you think your career may go in this field, or the way you may want it to go, may not be the way that it may end up. So be open to the process and the evolution. And the beauty of now, is that people are more open to what it means to move in a space of health and wellness. The question is are they willing to invest into it? Now, people will say, well, I can't afford it, or I just believe people make provisions for what it is they want. And I think there's always a way, and there's creative ways. There's, you know, maybe we can put it on, you know, the gift registry for, you know, I've been the doula for somebody who it was a gift to, you know what I mean? So there's just creative ways that people can, and then make sure you take payment plans. Like, take payment plans, but just make sure that like all payments are complete by 36 weeks gestation, because we don't want to, you know, have somebody indebted to you and then they're in the postpartum stage too, because the last thing that they're going to want to be doing, and you should be doing, is collecting money and feeling like a bill collector, because they're in a total different space, understandably so. Yeah. So, but if you guys really take the time to explore both of our websites, so let me just be very clear. So the blackdoulas.org website is where our membership base is. It's where our people go to sign up and become members. That is where you can find doulas in your geographic region. Hopefully, if you find somebody that is, that's kind of close to your area, and you are pregnant or looking to get pregnant, because we have fertility doulas on there too, you know, make sure you ask if they travel. A lot of doulas travel, you guys, and then doulas who travel have in our directory have the option to list themselves in multiple states. So there's the Black Doulas, .org site, and so the NBDA Leadership Academy is our school. It's where people go to get trained, and yeah. So I just want to make sure that people understand the differences between the two websites. Like, what is this, and what is this new logo, and where did this come from? It's like we just needed to move, or I felt we needed to move in a way that really clarifies what the NBDA holds and does and does. Yeah. And then on that site too, you'll see like our upcoming trainings on the leadership site, the NBDA Leadership Academy. You will see our instructors, and like I'm no longer teaching birth or postpartum, but I will be teaching fertility in February, and sex starting in March. And then of course there's birth and postpartum that you guys can register for. And then placenta encapsulation is coming back. Yay! Woohoo! So you guys will be able to find that and register too, to be able to take that, because Alicia, you just reminded me. So you guys will be able, you will soon see that listed on the calendar as well. Yeah. Any questions? It's so good. You see, it's my favorite color, y'all. That was my wedding color. Honey was like, really? Because her favorite color is blue. And I don't actually like blue. And I was like, I don't want blue for my wedding. And then pink is my favorite. Hot pink, fuchsia is my favorite color. Any more questions that I can answer? Let me see what else. But yeah, that I really just believe that people, it's such a unique time with COVID. Pay attention to what's happening with COVID, y'all, and what these hospitals are requiring. Oh, I'm certified through CAPA in different areas. However, I want to take the postpartum with your company next year. Then take it. Take it. You can cross-certify. But yeah, people do it all the time. People come to us asking if they can, become a member of the NBDA, even if they haven't trained through us. And absolutely, but you can't, if you want to be certified through us, you do have to take a training. You're amazing. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So are y'all. I'm just a mere reflection of you guys. I'm just trying to make sure. You know what? Let me say this. Nobody told my ass. Everything I'm telling y'all, I fucking have to really learn on my own or trial and error. Like, seriously. Look at that roll. Anyway, I have to learn with trial and error. Nobody told me. So I just take this time to try and just tell you guys. And then the people who come through us, come through the NBDA or work with me privately, I pour into them additionally, but nobody told me. They told me, but nobody was like, this is how you do this, or this is how you avoid this, or this is what you do. And there was nobody who spoke from a Black person perspective either, because I swear this bag really be getting on my nerves. Nobody spoke from a Black person perspective. Do you have group conversations or safe spaces for Black birth workers to talk about the things they personally experience or going through? Such a good question, and I have before. And what I encourage you to do is create it yourself. For me, because of just where I'm at in my life, it just seems like it's just a lot of, for me, it's just a lot of repetition, and it's, because it's hurtful. It's hurtful to hear that this shit is still happening. This is still going on. And that's like, so I encourage you to create community. I encourage you, and this, child, here we go. That's a journey within itself, because unfortunately this field can, to be misleading, and in a sense that you will create community coming in and you're going to have this, and then find that, oh, you over here doing this and people don't want to share information. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, or you look at you, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I just shit. It's a child. I'm trying to be, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to censor what I'm saying. But yeah, I used to do it. I know within the NBDA there are, no, we don't have any conferences coming up. Within the NBDA, we have monthly peer groups, and our ambassadors, our NBDA ambassadors, hold that space for our members to where they can get in and they can ask questions and they can talk about what's going on. And hold on, Oh, shoot. Hold on, y'all. It's my son. They can ask questions. They can, gain information and education and knowledge and blah, blah, blah. That kind of thing. Yeah. So if you're interested in that, like, I would recommend joining the NBDA, and the ambassadors, they're really good. Sydney, Jasmine, and Kay. And they all come from different aspects of this field and work. And, that's just, a way that you can get in there and have that kind of community. Oh, let me see. Did I miss it? If you guys put it in the question box, like, I will be able to see it without it being in the thread and going by. Did I miss something? Okay, my daughter is pregnant and they won't let me in any of her appointments, even though she's a minor, and I'm so worried she might go into labor. What kind of shit is that? Where are you at? Where are you at? And why? Why? Is it because of COVID? Like, what is the reason? And how many weeks is she? How many weeks gestation? So if you have questions, please put them in the question box. That way I won't miss them. Thanks though, Pregnancy Without Fear, for supporting her. So I wouldn't miss that. Oh, Stockton not in labor. Just to make her appointments. What hospital is she delivering? I mean, what hospital? If you could just give me the Shanice, I gotta actually message you about something. If you could just give me the umbrella hospital, like if it's Delta Sutter, like I'll be able to kind of tell you how to navigate through that system. That the doctor is affiliated with, and how many weeks pregnant is she? And the reason why I'm asking these questions, you guys, is number one is they should, because she's a minor. Okay, St. Joseph. So it's a private hospital. Okay. So they should, she's 10 weeks pregnant. So she's just pregnant. So she's newly pregnant. So she's still in her first trimester. Then my recommendation, and without getting too much into the family business, I'm assuming she is just, and I could be wrong, child, please. I'm assuming she's on like Medi-Cal or something like that, correct? The reason why I'm asking these questions, number one, she's not far in the pregnancy at all, because there's a period like after like maybe 35 weeks that they will not, between 35, 37 weeks, usually 35 weeks, they were like, no, you can't change doctors. It's too late for us to take you on. Hey, Ayana. It's too late to take you on. So that was one of the reasons, the reason why I wanted to know how far along she was. Second of all, I don't know how many questions I asked. I mean, I do, but just trying to understand. So yes, they should. They're probably saying no because of COVID, but that should not be the deterring factor because she's a minor. And I would also change facilities. I said all of that to say change facilities. However, because she is 10 weeks pregnant, she's only going to be seen once a month. So by the time she's seen again, she will be in her second trimester. So you guys have time before she changes. Before she goes to her second appointment or her next appointment, to find a good quality doctor. And then I would honestly encourage you to move further in, if you could, not Manteca, but if you can come into Tracie. And the reason why I was saying Tracie is the city, you guys, that's close to Stockton, not Patterson, not Manteca. If you can, look just a little bit further into Tracie, and that will be, and the reason why I say is because Livermore is just over the hump. So you'll find practitioners who are better. I hope that helped. I hope that helped. Yeah, but that's some bullshit. And then I will also, well, shit, don't get me started. She needs to, once she's in, um, once she's 12 weeks, it's, she's safe. She's generally safe as far as gestation is concerned. And I would just change doctors, child. I don't bother with that shit. What the fuck? How old is she? Y'all think California is progressive. And I be telling y'all, California is one of the most, if you are not white or queer, or no, let me rephrase that. If you are not white or white and queer, California is one of the most racist places. California has reverted. Gavin Newsom, I love everything that he does, and he's the governor of California. However, the people the residents that California attracts, especially the closer you are to the Bay Area, and because LA is totally different. So Northern and Southern Cal are totally different from one another. The Bay Area is one of the most racist. Fucking California is one of the most racist places. And they got microaggression. They overtly they just racist as shit. I just don't. And they reverted. They have. And I know this firsthand because I'm from there, but also because my folks are still there, and we just be talking, and it's just sad. Anyway, any other questions? Yeah, she's 17 years old. And then also, you thought GA was bad. Well, the difference between the South and the West Coast is that the South, you know what you're dealing with. The West Coast, you don't. They will smile in your face. They will have a Black Lives Matter sign in their fucking yard, and will be the first ones to call the police because you look suspicious. Yeah. Oh shit, hold on, y'all. Yeah, no. Yeah, but you guys, and another thing too, as birthing professionals, you guys have, to make sure that you empower your clients to let them know that they have the power. They don't need to just go with what the white coat says because somebody has on a white coat. I mean, seriously, unless it's like a life or death situation. And even then, this is why it's important to really be informed as much as possible. And I just believe that birthing practitioners, and I use the term birthing practitioners or birthing professionals because I'm trying to cover everybody in the gamut, and doulas fall under that. It is your due diligence to give your clients, I have no water in here. Give your clients all of your information so they can make the best informed decision for yourself. This is why it's imperative that you have correct information and you know what is factual, what's true, and how procedures and policies work, and how patients' rights work, what's deemed necessary, what's not. So when you get into the work and the information and the education, it doesn't stop just because you reach a certain level. There are certain things that come across my way and I'm like, okay, that's new. So that doesn't change, and it can be a lot as you come into this space, but you have to also make sure you lead from a non-judgment place. You can't be judgmental. People are going to make choices that are, that you don't agree with all the time. But as long as you've given them, you know, the information, they've made the best choice for them. That's it. That's all. That's all that matters. Okay. Any more questions? Let me see, what time is it? I guess I can move into my, my legs are sore. But I do encourage you guys to explore our website. What we're noticing is folks don't want to, they just want to be spoon-fed stuff. And I, to some degree, I understand that, but to some degree, I don't. You're going to have to read, folks. You don't want to be one of those people, the best place to hide something is in a book. Especially when it comes to this work or getting the information. You want to make sure you are doing your part. And you also have to know that when entering this field, this is a life or death field. So there is no easy way. There is no shortcut. You are going to have to do it step by step by step. There is no fast track. You have to take your time. You have to pace yourself. You have to make sure that you get all of your information from, you know, trusted resources who've been in this shit for a minute. Like, who we know what we're talking about. This is why I'm like, no, sometimes you guys can see stuff on my face that's like, yeah, that ain't right. Or sometimes I'll just come out and say it. You know, it's imperative. It's imperative that you do that, because things are going to come your way and you're not going to know how to deal with it. I hope that makes sense. Like, and I say this is a life or death field because not only are Black and brown people dying, and, you know, primarily Black women who are always dying at the hands of Western medicine at a higher rate than our counterparts, just simply because of the racist institution that it was built upon. That's a whole history lesson within itself. And I spend the first day of the first half of the first day in the people who trained with me going over the history of obstetrics and midwifery, simply because you have to know the history. And you can't walk into a hospital and be pissed off and not know why these institutions operate the way they do. They operate the way they do because they're designed to operate this way. And so with that being said, you have to make sure that you understand where we've been, so you understand why we're here, so you understand where you need to go or where we need to go. And also, yeah, you just can't be coming in here pissed off and don't know why. Or I'm just pissed off because, like, we're dying. But there's a reason. There's a reason. And you know what? Let me say this to the nurses. That whole horizontal violence, that horizontal violence that happens in hospitals and at the nurses station, to where one may see something that shouldn't be happening or shouldn't be said, but they don't say anything. They don't hold their peers accountable. That's also a detriment. Or they won't say anything because they're fearful of their job. And it costs somebody, you know, their life. So between, you know, mortality and morbidity, it's like, child, it's a whole thing. And then you're not even getting into actual medical procedures and terminology. And you also too have to understand that people who are birthing, and I'm speaking specifically to those who are birthing in hospitals, that, and especially contingent upon their geographic regions, that people who are birthing in hospitals are often just meeting the personnel for the very first time, and they're having to make these crucial life decisions in the most vulnerable times of their lives, right? So And they having this conversation with strangers. So you are the one who are you're the familiar one. You are the one who's their trusted source. Oftentimes. So you gotta know what the hell you're talking about. You gotta know what the doctors and nurses is talking about. You gotta know when something beeps, what that means. You gotta understand why. You gotta get to a point to where before they fucking rush in the room, you know what's getting ready to happen and why. Why? And you have to already be working with that family. Child, you weren't ready. Y'all weren't ready. Y'all wasn't ready today. I don't think I was ready. But you have to. And this is why it bothers me in this field when people, they get all of these fucking trainings and certifications and don't have any practical application or experience. I'm like, hold on a second. This is Tracie's brand, because to me, a lot of things are very simple. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you took this training. Oh, that's great. It's amazing. Wonderful. But wait a minute, you took this training over here and you got this piece of, oh, that's great. It's amazing. But how many actual people have you supported and worked with? And then that it's silence. It's like crickets. I would rather, honestly, I swear, and this is just me, I understand in the time and place that we live in, I understand what's being required and asked of hospitals. Now, mind you, I'm old school. I came from a whole nother time and decades ago when I started. But give me somebody who births with folks versus somebody who got a whole bunch of paper and don't have no experience. Because I'm going to need that level of experience when shit get real. And I'm going to need somebody who know how to handle and look out for stuff when I don't know. That's just me. Paper is really good. I need to know that you've been trained. Yes, but please don't get caught up in the fact that, oh, I'm going to be certified in this and I'm going to be that's always got my goal, y'all. I just want people to have practical experience as well. And however you attain that, I don't care if you go, I know people who have gone to other countries to get practical experience. They're like, no, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this information however I can and get it. When I came up, you know, mind you, I said I was from California. Folks was traveling to Texas. We were going to Vermont. Folks was going to Brazil, to Bahia. Like, seriously. It ain't like, oh, can you give me we was hungry. And we made it by any means necessary. And me, I was just gravitating. I was like, look, I may be the only Black girl who here in the Bay, and I may be 24 years old. And the other one was this senior woman, and y'all gonna fuck with me. I'm gonna get this shit by any means necessary. And that's what I did. And we just hustled. And I don't understand it. I don't understand. Old school networking, y'all, never goes out of style. Never goes out of style. It never goes out of style. People want to know who you are. People want to know. People do business with people. And I'm going to tell you guys this story. When I came back into the field in 2012, my mentor, who I have been like up her ass for forever, and she called me one day and she had a client, and I call her my mentor, but she was more so like my friend. And she had a client, and I didn't have any clientele, and at this time I had not done anything. Like, I hadn't started building up my practice again or nothing. And she said, Tracie, I have a client in labor. Do you want to do the birth? She texted me. Did we have text messages? Yeah, we had text messages. You got to think back. Okay. And so I said, okay, sure, I'll do it. And so I did her birth. And then from there, what I did was I had such an amazing birth experience as the doula in it that I ended up thanking the doctor. And I told this story for people who took my last birth training this past weekend. I sent that practice, the doctor's practice. I'll never forget the doctor's name. It was Dr. Clark at CPMC in San Francisco. And I sent them a thank you. I sent Dr. Clark something special, and I sent the entire practice, so wherever they held their prenatal appointments, the whole staff got something. And from then there on, when I tell you I was one of their number one doulas, they sent their patients to me all the time, just from that one birth that my friend didn't want to do. And it was how I handled the situation. And you have to remember that it's about creating community. It's never us versus them in a hospital setting ever. It's never us versus them. That's that new doula shit. Y'all need to knock that shit off. It is never us versus them. The doctor has their place. The nurse has their place. The midwife, if there's a midwife in the situation, they have their place. The doula has their place. Like, it's a team effort. And I've been in so many birthing spaces where everybody works so cohesively. It gets to the point when you get so good at your shit, and when you get so well known and trusted by the medical staff, that they be like, okay, call us if you need us. We know you got them. Like, and that's where you want to be, because they understand. And I'm speaking specific, I'm not, but they know that you are not going to violate any policies or procedures and overstep your bounds, and your clients know that they're safe in your hands. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. So please stop with creating adversarial relationships. It's not of us versus them. It is not. And I want you, if you don't take nothing else from this live, please take the fact that you are creating a cohesive birthing team for the success of that birthing family. How do you usher somebody in a healthy situation? You don't think that baby that baby ain't coming out if there's contention in that space? That birthing person gonna be like, and they don't know why they can't progress. And because, like, nah, y'all, this energy ain't right. So it's your job as the doula to be like, and the best way to get to nurses is like, hi, I'm such and such. Do you need me to help you with anything? Once you say that, 9 times out of 10, you've broken the ice. You've broken the ice. Nurses can be your best friend, or they can really fuck shit up for you. I've learned some of my best techniques from nurses. So when you come into a birthing space, you want to make sure that, you know, if they're in a hospital, you want to make sure you introduce yourself. Hi, I'm such and such. I'm their doula, blah, 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 blah. Please let me know if you need anything I need to do to help make, your job easier within this space for the comfort of my clients. I'm here to do so. They got other patients they're worried about. So if you can help make their job easier, oh yeah, you good. When I tell you, and what that does is, not only does it separate you from the rest, and then they'll start talking to you and communicating with you outside of the earshot of your clients. They'll start communicating with you, and then you guys are a team. Guess what happens then? They have those conversations with their peers. They have those conversations with the midwives on staff and the doctors on staff. Guess what happens then? When you come back for another birth, they be like, oh my God, what's up? Hey, our favorite one. Oh yeah, they're doing, and they'll give you a full nurse's report. Not that you should do anything with it, but you should be able to understand and dissect and decipher the information. Like, that's how you create, like, working environments that are long lasting. You stop with this us versus them. That's that new doula shit. And this, honestly, it ain't even new anymore. That's, I would say, within the last maybe 7 years. Oh, it's us. We're, this is the plan that they want. Child. One of the best compliments one of my clients gave me a long time ago was, she said, Tracie, I watched you read every person that walked into that room. She said, you didn't say anything to me. You really assessed their personality before you spoke. And she was in labor, and she watched me do that. And I was just kind of like, how do I need to show up? How do I need to show up, keep them safe, and let them know that I'm also trying to make this a cohesive space for everybody involved, for the success of this family. That's it. That's all. And I would tell clients, they'd be like, when they first would meet with me, they would be like, well, we want this level, you know, we want this experience, we want this natural birth, we want this, we want this, we want this. I'm like, okay, okay. When they were done, I said, I get all this, I respect all this, I will do my best to make this happen with the hand that we're dealt in the course of your labor. At the end of the day, however, I am committed to the health and safety of your baby in your delivery and ushering you guys to health and safety and wellness. And whatever I need to do within my sphere of practice and the scope of my work, that's what I'm going to do. So it may differ from what you're asking me. Mind you, I was a little bit more gentle in my tone. But understand that. And when they saw me in action, they understood why. They understood why. And that's what they appreciated. You don't, and it's like by the time it's like you're hiring me for my level of expertise. Utilize it. And you want to be able to work with people like that or become that kind of practitioner. You know, you want to be that standout, stellar one that doctors and nurses love to see coming and midwives love to see coming. Because guess what? They know that it's going to be a success with you on their side, no matter how that birth comes out. And so does your client. And I want us to rid the idea of like, oh, because we're always fighting. And let me preface that. We're always fighting. We're always fighting when it comes to legislation. We're always fighting when it comes to compensation. We're always fighting when it comes to rights of being heard. And hear me, the last place you want to be fighting is within the confines of that space if you have control over it. Okay? And you don't. We're always fighting. We're always fighting outside of that space. So this is the moment to where you exercise, where you can actually implement what you've been fighting for. Don't take that for granted. Like, don't take that lightly. Like, this is the moment. I think I gotta go. I'm starting discussions on the hospital having a doula program available for patients. That's good. There's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot that goes into that. You just make sure that make sure you have actionable items. Make sure you have people on your team or who are listening that can actually make things happen as well. Not saying that you can't, but you're going to need people on different levels, different tiers to be able to move it forward. Of course, you're going to have a lot of pushback. I mean, yeah, I hope you didn't think you weren't, yeah. And so when I started practicing as a midwife, which was being a doula was just a stepping stone for me. It was never where I thought I was going to stay. It was like a breath of fresh air. So when I came back into the doula field, and that's a story within itself, but when I came back into, doula work, when I would get clients who were birthing at who were birthing at home, it was like, oh, thank God I don't have to work so hard. In the event that they didn't get transported. But like, I was like, oh, okay, I don't have to work so hard. I can take my shoes off. Okay. That's kind of how I felt. It was like, oh, child, thank you. It was like home birth was just so easy for me. Hospital was, hospital's hot. They're two spaces. They're just two different spaces that you have to, navigate yourself through, and understand. But when I would get clients who would birth that in those settings, it was just a breath of fresh air. Birthing centers, it was like, oh, thank you. Whew, okay. I could just chill. It was such a breath of fresh air. Yeah. All right, you guys, I've been on here an hour. I hope you guys got a lot of information. Our website, one of our websites is below. So you can click this website and you can find out how to become a member. You can find a doula in your geographic region. If you are interested in training with us, please click the link in the bio, but either website will take you to the other. And if you need mentorship, you can click the blackdoulas.org website, look under coaches, and it'll drop down. It will, I do the business coaching aspect, and we have our NBDA approved mentors as well. Okay, so I am good seeing your face, Tracie. And you too. You too. I'm gonna go because I have to get ready. I have some meetings coming up. All right, y'all. I'm gonna save this live, so you guys be sure to share it. Be sure to share it, and I just hope it helps somebody. All right, bye.